Hi there. My name is Michelle Nicolo Prentice, and you're listening to Mama's Lullaby podcast, where we celebrate you and your journey to and through motherhood, the good, the hard, and the scary, giving you a place to be nurtured and mothered. You deserve it. Welcome. Hey guys, it's Michelle. Please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe so we can keep you up to date on all the latest podcasts. Hello and welcome to another episode of Mama's Lullaby podcast. I'm Michelle Nicolo Prentice. Welcome. You're in my kitchen with me. Welcome to the kitchen. And I have my dear friend Rosemary Cathcart here today. I'm so excited to introduce you to her. But before I do that, I want to tell you a few things. If you haven't ever seen our podcast yet, we have a few goals with Mama's Lullaby. One of the goals is to celebrate you and your journey to and through motherhood. However you got there, we don't care how it showed up, how it looks. It's none of our business. We don't care. We don't judge. We just want you to know that we know that it is a hard job, and it is an important job. So we want to support you. The second part of Mama's Lullaby's goal is to give you a place where you can come for a little bit of time and be nurtured and be mothered and get some great advice, maybe some stories that you relate to, maybe something that makes you laugh, maybe something that makes you feel so not so alone, and also some information that maybe you haven't heard of before, some tools, some processes that might be helpful in your life to make it better for you and your family. So that's the goal of Mama's Lullaby, and today is no exception, because I wanted to bring on my friend Rosemary today because she has many, many gifts. And I'm going to let her talk about her life a little bit. And she's been a mom to a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And she also has been a mom herself. And that's a story in and of itself, which I think we'll touch on today. But I want Rosemary to introduce herself a little bit and tell the beautiful ladies out there a little bit about who you are and what some of the things that you do and how you show up in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. I love the idea that you're doing all this good work from your kitchen
Yeah.
for mamas
Yes.
who spend so much time in the kitchen. I mean, the way you've put all this together is just, to me, it's just extraordinary, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. I couldn't do it without my husband, Mark, that's for sure. So.
Oh my gosh, we love Mark. Yes, your producer.
Yes,
We like that.
yes, we do.
So a bit about me. I am a spiritual counselor, holistic healer. I also work with astrology and numerology and a number of ancient healing modalities. So I've been blessed to be mentored in the old ways with a lot of Native American teachers, Hindu, Baptist teachers who saw something in me and thought, okay, she's worth investing in. So I'm really grateful that I have people like Michelle that I not only am a friend to, but I've been allowed to work with over the years.
Yes, you have. Now, you didn't start out like this because
No.
you were in a different field, weren't you?
No. Um, we all have that illusion that we're gonna live in a straight line. No, mine's been zigzag and kind of over the hill and through the dale. I started out going to college to be a French translator with an education minor and English. And my boyfriend, in my third summer of college, when he found out I was going to go to summer school, bet me $20. I couldn't get any job he picked out of the newspaper. And I'm really kind of sweet until you bet me against me, especially.
Then all bets are off.
Oh my gosh. And he picked radio station copywriter. And it was on a Wednesday.
That's hysterical.
And he dared me to call and get an appointment. And I went in on that Friday morning and I got the job. And my father I'm Irish Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk my way through anything. And it wasn't until I was walking to the door of the radio station with the program director that I realized, oh, okay, I got to come back Monday morning and look like I know what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh.
But here's where God always saves me because divine order always prevails. We were walking out the door, and this little Italian dude named Johnny
Uh-huh.
was bounding off the elevator, and I was introduced to him. He was the morning man. Rick, the program director, went back in, and I said, you know, that was my first time in a radio station. Can I come to work with you tomorrow and you can teach me whatever you know? And this guy was so, he said, you got to buy both of them? I said, yes. He said, oh, you're my girl. He said, come tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., dozen donuts and a gallon of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. What do you want me to do? I said, talk. Every move you make, tell me what the reason is, what the motivation is, and what the end result is. And he did. And I worked for that company for 5 years. And I never finished that last year of school because I found a career I loved.
So you were actually though on the radio too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, radio and television production. It went from writing copy to having an air show. My name, after I left New York, I first worked in Niagara Falls, then in Buffalo, and then I moved to Florida, and my name was Carrie McDonald.
Really?
Keri
Carrie
McDonald.
McDonald. That's so funny. Not
And
even your real name.
yeah, well, I don't know, program directors, not so much now, but then they would go, no,
Not Rosemary Cathcart.
you're not a Michelle, you're a Susie. And I was this scared little kid
Yeah.
who had, my parents had both died,
Mm.
and I moved to Florida, and I made it work.
Wow.
So
I
yeah,
love that tenacity. I love someone that's my dad was like that.
you figure it
He
out.
just was ballsy. I remember I was like probably 8, and he was calling people to try and get me into to their office because I was a singer. He wanted to
Yeah.
promote me, and he called. I remember he called somebody. I don't know. He calls. Hello, this is Ernest R. Nicolo. I'm the president of RCA Records, and we need to speak to so and so. I'm just like, it's not
I love it.
that was in the '70s, so you
Yeah.
couldn't go and check out who this person
No,
was.
no
or
computer.
Nobody knew who the president was at that point. So it was just, I admire that kind of chutzpah, though, to be willing to just go in there and just, BS your way through
Give
and
it a
get.
try.
What do you have to lose? What
Well,
did you have to lose? Nothing, really.
a little
I
embarrassment.
mean, in $20, but
Right. I never got the 20 bucks,
ah,
but I'm really grateful. I lost the dude, got a life.
that's great. That's,
That sounds
God
so
works in that way,
harsh.
doesn't it? No,
That
hey,
sounds so
he,
harsh.
God went, nope, you're going this way, darling. So he was a catalyst for you.
Yes, he
Which
was.
we bless him for that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, the reason I want her to tell a little bit about herself there, because, she kind of has done a 180 from that life to then becoming a minister, and the way that she works with people with astrology and all of the other healing things that she does. And at Mama's Lullaby, we really want to encourage people to do internal work on their own traumas. And Rosemary, we're going to talk about
Ooh.
some of the traumas that she has had to live with in her life and go through, and probably things that brought you to, going inward for yourself, I imagine. And these subject matters are challenging, and they are disturbing at times for people. So just beware, and there's a lot of this that goes on in the world that nobody talks about. And here at Mama's Lullaby, my goal is just to be real. There's no room for shame here. There's no room for judgment here. We are all human beings. We're all these spiritual beings living in these human bodies, living on this planet Earth, and we have lives and things happen. And a lot of times we don't know what to do with those things.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do with Mama's Lullaby, with our project, with our 501c3, is we want to give you a way in which you can have the access to all these wonderful healing modalities that can help you through anything you've been through in your life that was traumatic or dysfunctional, that you want to change for yourself for better, and then for your children. So that is really our goal at Mama's Lullaby Project. So thank you for being willing to be so honest and open. And I know it's a difficult subjects to talk about, but when we're trying to help other people have permission to talk about their trials, I think it helps when they see someone else be
Yeah.
willing to be vulnerable. And that's just, I've pretty much said all the things that I've done in my life and on this podcast at one point or another. And I want to move us away from judgment, and I want to move us into compassion and wanting to seek to understand. So so we're going to get to all the other yummy good stuff here too, but I do want to talk about you've had some trials in your life. You've had some
Many.
traumas as a young girl,
Yeah.
and then you got pregnant young, and that was a whole. So whatever you're willing to share
Oh,
about,
I'm happy to,
just let everybody know kind of where you came from,
by all means.
what happened to you, and
That resilience and feistiness that I got from my father, my Irish bloke of a dude, who was also a prize fighter and an alcoholic. So being raised in that kind of a home um, does not give you, it's such a juxtaposition because he was so psychic, and his mother, who was born in Dublin, was a medium. So I got all of my psychic ability, quite honestly, from him. But the overlay of the alcoholism really put a damper on all of that. My mother died suddenly when I was in college. Um, I was in my teens, and she was my rock. And that was one of the heartbreaking things of my life.
yeah.
I was scrubbing the kitchen floor in my apartment because it was my Saturday to clean. And I heard, your mother is dying, go home now.
Wow.
So I did. And she was literally, I got there just before the ambulance. That kind of a shattering experience, I think, is what gave me the resolve. The last thing she said to me was, don't call Rosemary. She's in the middle of exams. She thought I was my older sister, Carol.
Oh.
So the next morning she died.
Yeah.
I went off the rails. I drank a lot. Little Miss Goody Two Shoes found herself pregnant and terrified. And my boyfriend kept saying, well, we'll get married. It's fine. Don't worry. And then, of course, he bailed. So I told my family I was going to another school for a semester, had a girlfriend email, or not email, send letters back and forth, and got a friend who was 21 to sign me into Booth Memorial Hospital for unwed women.
Wow.
And I signed my life over because I was under, 21 is the legal age in New York. So I had my girlfriend sign me into Booth. I became a ward of the state of New York.
Wow.
Because of Catholic Charities and the Salvation Army, I was able to pull this off.
Wow.
And so I spent 5 months in Booth Memorial, and they were very kind, but it was very traumatic. And at Booth Memorial, you could do 3 things. You could sign yourself in and have the baby and not know a thing and go home the next day. Or you could know the sex of the baby and their general state of being and then go home. Number 3, door 3, which I always seem to take, was you could take care of the baby for 3 to 5 days.
Oh, this is where you're placing the baby up for adoption.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Ah.
Yes, because my choices, God always shows us the way. I believe that wholeheartedly. I tried to call my older sister one time to get advice, and she said, I can't talk now. I've got kids, I've got screaming babies. Call me in a week. Or call me tomorrow, it'll be okay. Well, I had to make the decision that day. So my girlfriend that day signed me in.
Okay.
And yeah, I moved myself lock, stock, and barrel into this hospital which was also a clinic where you would deliver. And the guarantee was that I would give my baby up for adoption in exchange for their care.
Wow.
Yeah. Woo. Um, yeah. So I took door 3, option 3, to take care of the baby. And the whole time I was in that hospital, I would talk to him. I'd put my hands on my stomach every night, and I knew it was a little boy. And I would tell him, you're going to be fine. You're going to have the best parents in the world. You're going to have a great backyard, swing set, friends, loving family, everything I can't give you. Because I was afraid my option was either give him up or give birth to him and bring him back to my father's house. And I never wanted to do that. Because the wrath of hell would have been upon my head.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So, as luck would have it, baby was late, and I was told on June 28th they would do a C-section the next morning. And I was terrified of that because they would only keep me at Booth for 2 to 3 days after a C-section.
Wow.
And I had no idea.
Sure.
You know, I couldn't go limping home
Right.
with bleeding bandages.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
So your dad didn't know you were pregnant?
Nobody knew.
Oh my God.
I didn't tell anyone.
Wow.
The only people, that's why I called my sister
That is
that
so
one
much to
night.
hold to all by yourself.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my boyfriend knew. Boyfriend is such an odd name. The dude who impregnated me
Okay.
knew. Let's put it that way, because he did not show up
Yeah.
in the best way.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend who signed me in.
Okay.
Those were the only 2 people. Everybody else thought I had moved to Fredonia to go to Fredonia State for that semester. So no, nobody knew. No adult in my family.
Wow.
And then they told me we're doing this tomorrow morning. And I talked to that baby. I said, you are coming out. We are not doing this. I know you're a good boy, but I'm not going to have a C-section. Yeah. And I went into labor the next day, and my blood pressure went through the roof. And they thought I was going to die.
Oh my gosh.
So I was transported through the streets of Buffalo, New York, during a race riot with 2 terrified EMTs in the back of the ambulance going, oh shit, we're going to die. Oh my God. I'm like, quit. I didn't come this far. None of us are going to die. Focus. Focus.
The woman in labor.
Right.
Has the same.
The kid in labor.
Yeah.
And then I get an ER doc. He was a resident, and he didn't know what to do with me because the blood pressure was spiking. And he's like, call her family. I'm like, no. My mother's dead. If you call my father, he will be dead. Just use your training. Do something here. And then I had the baby at Buffalo General Hospital. And then because I have AB Rh negative blood, and the fellow who impregnated me had B blood, the whole baby had to be transfused. Oh. So it was like the most, I had been telling him all those months at Booth Memorial, you're going to have a serene birth. You're going to be loved. I'll take care of you. And then all hell broke loose. Yeah. But he turned out to be a beautiful little bouncing blonde baby boy with green eyes. And And I also told him, this is important, that if you ever want to find me, I will be findable. Because with Catholic Charities, you sign over the right to ever search for your baby. You cannot.
So they have to find you.
Yes.
Okay.
And I promised him I will never change my name. I will check in with the state of New York in Albany every January. This is where I am. This is who I am.
Oh, that's so good.
And that's what I did.
And that paid off, didn't it?
Yes, remarkably. Remarkably, because I have moved many times, 7 or 8 times to different states, but every January I would call Albany and register, give them my address and my number. And in June, it was June 21st of 2014, I got this letter from the state of New York saying final letter,
Okay.
like they had sent oodles. I had never heard from them.
Yeah.
Saying that you had 5 days, I had 5 days to reach out, that a hit had been received on my account.
How did that feel at that moment?
Thrilling, like, yes, okay, he listened to me. He knew everything that was going on. And I called my therapist. She said, do nothing. She was really looking out for me.
Yeah.
And I said, I got 5 days. We got to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And I called, and I had to respond by letter and telephone.
Okay.
And I called after my therapist gave me permission, because you're scared to death.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been all these years.
How many years? What had it been?
40. Wow. Ooh, and it's like, who am I and who is he?
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh.
oh my God, what is he going to think of me? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I called, and I got this adorable little Italian girl. If you're from Buffalo, New York, Italian, Jewish, Polish, and Irish, like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
And it was this little Italian girl named Maria. And she said, oh my God, I am so glad you called. Your file was misplaced. It was in a filing cabinet. And I kept asking my supervisor, can I look at those files? I had to wait for her to break her leg. She's been out for a month. I found your file.
Oh my gosh.
And then I discovered that not once, but twice has somebody been looking for you. Once again, divine order.
Yeah.
And she said, what would you like me to do? I said, tell him everything.
Yeah.
Name, address, phone
Yeah.
number, cell number, email address. And she did. And she said, now, the rule is he has to reach out to you,
Right.
even though you know.
Right. Oh, that's
You're a mom.
torture. That's torture.
What if somebody took one of your
Oh my
babies, put him over
God.
there, they were in dire straits, and said, you can't reach out?
No.
So it was about a week later, and I got a phone call. And he called my cell phone. And this is so poignant. I hope I don't cry. I might.
It's
I don't know.
okay. It's all
I
right.
have makeup. He called my cell phone, and I was working with a client on a Zoom call, and I see this call come through, and it's from my son. And you don't want to go, hey, I know you're in a jam. Can I put you on? Anyway, as soon as I finished the call with my client, I listened to the message, and here it was. Oh, hello. Hi, Rosemary. This is John. This is John Eberth. I'm in New York. And I'm responding to you. I really want to talk to you. And I played that message over and over and over again. And I called him, and I
What was it like to hear his voice for the first time?
it was like an echo, like I knew it. Like, oh, he does have a great voice. Good, he's my kid. He does have a good voice. So arrogant, right?
Pride.
And when I called him back, I said, I'm so glad you called me. But what was all that hesitation about? That, oh, hi, it's John. And I heard, shut up. So I got quiet, and he started crying.
Oh.
He said, I remembered your voice, and I didn't know what to do.
Wow.
So anyone who doesn't believe that we are all connected, and that baby in my womb that I talked to every night and told him, you'll be safe, you'll be loved, this is a good thing. He said, I would dream about those messages and wonder was giving them to me.
Wow.
I know, right?
Wow. Wow.
And we had a wonderful reunion in New York. I drove to New York. And so my father was a newspaper editor.
Okay.
I grew up in print, working in the newspaper from the time I was like 15 on summer vacations. And my dad, who never had a good word for me, you know, I'd go up there to work. Oh, you're George's daughter. He talks about you all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you sure you got the right person here? But I grew up in the newspaper business. I worked in the newspaper business. I worked in newspapers when I moved to Florida. John's first job was in newspapers.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, that's
I know, it's the synchronicities. He loves to write. Before he called me, his wonderful wife, Beth, is like a carbon copy of me, made him check me all out.
okay.
So that guy had read everything about me, seen any YouTube video I had done. So there was nowhere to hide.
Uh-huh.
You're like, what do you do? Oh, I make cookies. I mean, no, I don't. She makes cookies. But it made me so happy to have him in my life.
Oh my gosh.
All I ever wanted was to be a mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to be a mother
Yeah.
and then give that baby away, you know, I've done a lot of, I mean, I've put therapist kids through school.
Yeah.
There's a reason I've studied hypnosis and EFT and
Yeah.
all of the self-help modalities.
Yeah, of course.
Because when your inner dialogue for years is, oh my God, I had a baby and I gave him away.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we are extremely brutal on ourselves.
Oh.
We are extremely brutal. And if you grew up in a family where, you know, the parents and their initiation to life was brutal, they
Yes.
can only give what they have.
And it took me years, Michelle, to realize my mother did the best she could,
Yep.
but she had, and I never understood why we'd drive downtown on payday to get Dad's check
Oh, because he drank.
and then have donuts and coffee. I thought it was a great treat.
Yeah.
It was, no, we better get the money
Yeah.
and pay the bills.
Yes.
So it took me a very long time to, I don't want to say forgive her, but to understand
Right.
the trauma she lived in, to try to feed the family, keep the lights on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when my first husband, who struggled very hard with alcohol and drugs, he was in rehab, you know, like outpatient rehab, and it was group therapy time.
Yeah.
So then the spouses got to go at this point, and he was doing really well. And when I started going, it was really helpful for me to start learning, you know, that I was the other side of the coin. I was the codependent to the alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
I would make sure that everything was done that he didn't do, and I would
To make him look okay.
well, just and also to keep myself afloat, and to also make sure I was okay. If he was okay, I was okay. If he wasn't okay, it was hard on me. You know, it was just.
And you had children.
And I had children too, and I was, you know, in my 20s. I was just young.
You were
I
a
was
young girl.
young, and I remember he quit going, and the therapist said to me, "Don't you stop coming." And I said, "But I'm not the alcoholic." She goes, "No, you're the codependent." And I go, "But, you know," she goes, you have to make him be responsible, or let him be responsible. I said, "Okay, but if I let him pay the bills, they won't get paid." She goes, "Well, only give them the ones you're willing to not get paid." And it's like, oh wow, that was a tough lesson.
Hard.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't, so I just kept
No,
doing
honey,
it,
I get it.
you know.
I get it.
So I understand what your mom was going through, and that's the other big thing for Mama's Lullaby project, our 501c3, is that we really want to facilitate a way, whether it's education, whether it's financial resources to help women get these sessions, these therapies that the insurance does not pay for, to help us heal from those dysfunctional family programming, the pain, the trauma that everyone has something in their life at some point. Maybe there are some families that don't have any. I've never met any.
I don't believe that's true.
But maybe some are worse than others,
No, I don't
some
think
are
that's
harder
true.
than others. But that being said, I really, really want to foster the understanding that imagine
Yeah.
if your mom and dad had had the resources to heal what happened inside of them and in their lives, and their parents had had those, what would have been different in your life?
I would have I never felt smart until I was about 40. And I never began to feel like I deserved a life until I was about 50. So maybe that would have come earlier
Yeah.
in my,
Right.
growing up years,
Right.
my teens.
Yes.
I want to tell you one precious thing.
Yes.
When I met John, you always have to look at the signs and you have to pay attention. You've got to be quiet enough in yourself to pay attention to all the clues. We met at a restaurant in Erie, Pennsylvania, right across the border, just almost into New York. And it was one of their favorite restaurants. And I got there super early because a little anxiety was going
I
on,
can only imagine.
even though we had exchanged photographs and phone calls and all of that. I got there super early and I walked in. One of the things I brought him was a CD of all of my favorite music.
Oh.
And there were about 48 cuts on this CD. And now I can't for the life of me remember the name of it. But I walked into the restaurant and Barry White was singing. And it was one of the songs on the CD.
Oh my gosh.
And I was the only person in the restaurant, first one there. And I started crying. And this poor guy came up to me like, "Ma'am, you can have any seat in the." So I picked a seat, a little table in the far back, so I could see all the windows and see the door. And I watched this family walk in, and I was at home. And then we're sitting there eating. My son's name is John. His wife was Beth, and their son is Kevin. And Kevin was 7 at the time, precious little boy. And he was just chattering away to me. Beth sat here, John sat here, and Kevin sat there. And about 10 minutes into the visit, I said, "Oh, Kevin, I brought you all these goo-goo clusters. They're a thing. They're a thing in Nashville. But they're all chocolatey and they're melting in the car. Come on, let's get your candy." He said, "Sure." And we got up and went out to the car and I brought him a lot of goo-goo clusters. And we came back and sat down and John and Beth were just looking at each other. I never knew until about an hour later when Kevin went to the restroom. John said, "Do you want to tell her or should I?" And I said, "Tell me what?" Because I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Is he allergic to goo-goo clusters?
Right, first day. And I said, "What?" And Beth said, "You said, oh gosh, I brought you all this candy. Goo-goo clusters are in the car. Come, let's get them." And he didn't even look at either one of us. He just went out the door with you. "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm his grandmother."
Yeah.
We're tight. We're very tight, my grandson.
I love hearing you say that.
Oh, because of Google Clusters.
Who knew goo-goo clusters could be so magical?
It might have been the soul memory.
I think so.
Yeah, I think the soul memory
I think so. Wow.
So
that
thank
is
you.
so beautiful.
There's always hope, no matter what situation you're in.
Yeah.
Trust your heart.
Yeah.
Make those hard decisions, but ask for help.
Yeah.
Don't be like me. I mean, I didn't think I had anyone to ask.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what? That is the hardest thing, I think, when I meet gals that don't have support.
Right.
They feel alone, they feel isolated.
And don't think they can have the courage to ask.
Correct. And, maybe they just moved here, they don't know anybody here, or wherever you are. Maybe you're very shy. Maybe you don't know how to talk to people. There's so many reasons why people struggle making friendships. And we just, my heart just goes out to you because I have been so blessed my whole life with mentors,
You have
women.
family.
Well, and women that weren't my
Yeah.
family, older women all my life. My mom had them as friends, and older women that were her mentors. And we were just so blessed.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. But I know that is not the case for everybody, which is why Mama's Lullaby exists, because this is what we're doing. We're building that village. We want to build that village everywhere people are. Where every state. My dream is to have a village in every state, in every town, in every country where no
Wonderful.
woman is ever alone if she doesn't want to be.
Abandoned.
Never.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
big, big, big dream. And we have to start somewhere, right?
Well, you started it. You're very courageous.
Well, I'm following what God is telling me to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, it hasn't been hard. What's been hard is that it's taken so long to get to where I'm at today, in a sense, or to wait when it's not go time
Yeah.
and you want to go, but you can't figure out what to do next, or you don't feel the urge to go, but you think you should be going. And you've been through this walk with me from the beginning.
Yes.
And I'm like, I should be doing something.
But you're creating in the ethers.
Right, exactly.
So
But
even if it doesn't look like physical action is taking place,
Yeah.
you're still creating the pathway.
yes, that's right. Well, there's so much we can talk about, and you need to come back again.
Oh, I would
because
love to
we
come
need
back
But I want to
again.
talk about some
Ooh.
very special things that
Thank
are
you.
happening in your life. How long have you? So Rosemary just finally got her book published, and it is
Yes.
called "Looking for My Good Face: A Journey of Discovery." What to do when, before you even ask why. So tell us about this beautiful, gorgeous, I mean, it's so
Thank
awesome.
you.
Tell us about this book. And
Well-
first of all, they can get it on Amazon.
You can get it on Amazon. I would love for you to get it on Amazon. And then write a glowing review
Yes,
on Amazon.
definitely.
But this book is literally the culmination of everything I've ever done. And it's a teaching manual. So I belonged to a writers group for 9 years with some wonderfully esteemed published authors. And when I was given the title, Looking for My Good face, one of the men in my group, Casey McGinty, said, finally, a title I would read. And I thought, okay, Lord, this is my title. And it is a journey of discovery, which I think is what every life is. And what I take people on through this book is an appointment with me. So, an introduction to all of the things that I teach and study relentlessly, finding your higher calling, getting past those family of origin, rigid, controlling issues. And then we go through astrology, numerology, and at the end of each chapter, we have journal pages. So you can do your own work. So this is not necessarily geared to just metaphysical people, but anybody on a journey of discovery.
Right.
Who wants a better life, who wants something more. They know there's something bubbling up in them. And I tell people, if you don't like astrology, skip chapter 2. Move on to mantras, meditation, hypnosis. But it was written hopefully to appeal to everyone. Here's a quote. Every great and deep difficulty bears in itself its own solution. It forces us to change our thinking in order to find it. So this is a love note to everyone.
I love it. That's
all my teachers and
so awesome.
Everyone who's ever worked with me has been a teacher.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I love that, I'm not going to say how old you are because I don't know how old you are, but how young you are, I should
Thank
say.
you, darling.
I don't know how young you are. You just had a birthday yesterday.
I know, yay me.
Happy birthday to you.
And she called to sing
I
happy
always
birthday to
sing
me.
happy birthday to her. And you young kids out there, I'm 58 now. I don't care. People know how old I am, but I'm of the generation where you call people and sing happy birthday to them or say happy birthday to them, not just text them happy birthday. So if you want to make someone's day, call them,
Yes.
leave a voice message.
Yes.
That really does mean a lot to me. When people actually call, take the time to
Absolutely.
call and leave a voice message. If I don't answer, great, leave me a message. It's great. But anyway, that's just my Italian grandmother when I was 7. When I was 7, she called me up one day. She said, "Hey." She never said hello. She just always said,
This-
"Hey." In
this
her, yeah, this
wonderful
one over
woman?
there. There's a marquee of
Mama.
Mama Nicolo's. My parents had an Italian restaurant when I was a little girl, and so I have the marquee, which I'll take a picture and put it in the video. But anyway, she says, "Hey, I'm the old person here. You should call me sometime and see how I'm doing. I shouldn't have to call you all the time." And I literally remember thinking, I'm 7 years old. I mean, I
Was that
remember
your Italian
that
grandmother?
was my Italian grandmother.
I love
But I'll
it.
tell you what it did.
Yeah.
It taught me the value of checking in on people, right? And I'm really good at that.
You're very good at
And
that.
people, it's very, it really shows that little extra mile that you actually really care about that. It's not that people don't care if they text. I'm just saying, to me, it really does. So for you youngsters out there, just think about it. Instead of a text, try a phone call and leave a message. It will mean the world to people. Really, it does.
And think about how that relates to my son in utero hearing the sound of my voice.
Yes.
Fast forward 40 some years, and he remembered the voice.
Yeah.
So, yes, that hello, grandma, hi, grandpa, hello,
Yeah.
uncle,
Yeah.
aunt.
Yeah. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you text later.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I can text
Exactly.
later.
Anyway, that was just my little Italian grandma coming out in me a little bit. But anyway, it's been so wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story about your beautiful son and your beautiful grandson and all that amazing stuff and all the stuff you had to go through to get to where you are today. But what I love about Rosemary is that she's still doing her work.
Yeah.
We're never there. We never reach the end. We never finish. It's always an ongoing process.
No. And I don't think healers ever retire.
No, what would you retire from?
I know exactly. Where would I go?
I feel like retirement is for people who don't like what they do, so they can go do things they really like. Like,
Well, if you study the blue zones,
oh, yes.
they don't even have a word retirement.
Yeah.
They have a word reinvention.
I love that. I love that.
So we'll keep reinventing.
So when you're ready to reinvent something different, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Mama's Lullaby, and I hope you'll join us again for another episode. There is a song on Mama's Lullaby. By the way, let me just say this. If you
please.
like our mission and what we're doing, if you want to support it, there's many ways you can. You can donate, and you can go on to mamaslullaby.com and download both of these gorgeous volumes of music. When I say, yes,
stunning.
I co-wrote these, I sang them. It's not an ego thing to say they're gorgeous. All this came from God, okay? I just put the footwork in. That's all I did and did the work. But they're stories about motherhood, and therefore some of them are funny. Some of them are gut-wrenchingly difficult.
Yeah.
There's one about adoption, and it's for the mother who put her baby up for adoption. That one is called It Was Beautiful. And the story was from my friend who adopted a baby, and it's the story about her meeting the baby's birth mom.
Lovely.
And it's a thank you to her. It's
Lovely.
it's just this beautiful tribute to her and what she did. And it's called It Was Beautiful. So it's all on streaming platforms as well. But if you go on mamaslullaby.com, you can hear little snippets of it. And go to amazon.com, looking for My Good Face, A Journey of Discovery by Rosemary Cathcart. And check it out. It's a great gift to give somebody. Christmas is coming up. And anyways,
Buy all of these.
you'll enjoy them. Give them as a gift. I know no one has CD players anymore, although I think they're making a comeback. I think kids are starting to buy CD players now. I don't know. But anyway, whatever.
Let's hope.
bless you all on your motherhood journey. We are here for you as much as we can be in this way. And when we can be there more physically, we will. We're working on that. So keep in touch with us. Please like and subscribe to this podcast and share it with your friends. It helps us get in front of more mamas. And so we can spread this word and create more community for you out there. So until the next time, God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Make yourself important. You are important. What you do, you are the bedrock of our society. So we love and honor you. Bless you. Have a great, great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Evangeline, go to sleep. Rest your eyes till tomorrow. Evangeline, the angels sing. Trust their sweet voice and follow. Eventually, all things come to an end, just to begin again. Evangeline, sleep tight, sweet dreams, good night.